Good evening, guys. So, me and my friends, like we have this TA group, technical analysis group, along with these Terence and other people, Terence and Samita and Nikhil, all of them are there. So we decided to do a little bit of discussions towards TA mostly. So we started today, but we were not actually planned to do it this high scale. However, I ended tweeting it, and then we started like getting a lot of response. So then we thought of sharing it with everyone. So so that's about it. So today we are gonna start like from the basics. Actually, today the session will be done by our guy Terence. So before that, I want to tell you guys something. That this our sessions will be like quite short because it'll be like around 40 minutes per day. I mean, at the moment, I didn't actually expect this big crowd, so therefore I just have the basic Zoom the sessions. So I need to upgrade it. Otherwise, I will have only 40 minutes and less than 100 crowd per day for the meeting. So if the 40 minutes run over, we might restart the session. Then you guys can rejoin it. Yeah, that's about it. So Terence, can you just throw up the agenda?
Yes, Amila, you will have to give me the hosting power.
Yeah, sorry. Yes, Terence. Okay, done.
Okay, super.
So our plan is to do hopefully weekly or like once 2 weeks or some sessions. So hopefully, if the time permits, of course, I'm also as the time permits, I'm planning to do like this, and maybe even I'll try to get some more senior people into the sessions. Like you can get their opinions about not even TA. We are planning to do a little bit fundamental as well because we are targeting mainly the young crowd. Young and the inexperienced, the crowd that needs more knowledge about the market. I think there are a lot of people like newcomers are there in the market, so we are targeting them. So our main agenda is for like next few weeks or the months. Like we'll let you guys know the dates. So we're just gonna go through. I think today, Terence, you're gonna do the first chapter, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he's gonna do the trading physiology and the discipline, like how to go through, like how to control your fear and all that stuff, in the fear, greed and all that stuff. And other than that, this is the, like in upcoming days we will be doing this, how to pick a proper stock, like fundamentally looking at the price to book value, price PE ratio, all that stuff, and then some chart analysis, and then price action analysis, and candlestick patterns likewise. So this will be our main agenda, and we might add new stuff, and other new people will also join us, Sadi and also Mr. Salia, all of them are there, so we might let them join as well. So yeah, that's about it. That's the start. Enjoy the session. Terence, over to you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. First, thank you so much for joining for this session. So we are trying to give you all a very basic understanding about the technical analysis. I know everyone is so much interested about technical analysis, and everyone is talking about technical analysis a lot. So I think that is mainly because of Dr. Amila and Mr. Salia. So those are the veteran in the industry, and apart from that, Sadit. So he is one of the greatest in the technical analysis field. So I am also so much interested about the technical analysis because of him. So there are lots of people who are doing the technical analysis. So because of that only, the people in the industry are so much interested in technical analysis. So because of that only, we thought of giving this a simple introduction about the technical analysis. So we will not, first day we will not go into charts or any indicators, but what we thought is we need to have a sort of a big foundation for you guys to get an understanding. So when you talk about technical analysis, so it's not only about the charts analysis or indicators or anything. So first thing, it's about us. So you guys are the people who are in the trade, and you guys are the people who are dealing in the market, and you guys are the people who are buying and selling the stocks. So first you need to understand you. So everything starts from you. So you need to understand how you behave, how your psychology is working when you are dealing with your money. So first thing, so we need to have that foundation in line. So because of that only, as the first start, we thought of giving this trading psychology and discipline session, so that you all can get some sort of an understanding how your feelings are working, how how you guys are entering into a trade, and what are the things that you all make as errors, and how to overcome those things. So because of that only, we thought of giving the first session as the especially into the psychology and discipline. So basically, right. So to become a successful trader, so I know if you look at Dr. Amila, so everyone regards him as a very successful trader, right? So because when he puts a chart, so majority, I would say about 90, over 90%, 95%, his predictions are working perfectly well. So how he has become a successful trader? So that is what we actually need to understand. Okay. So first thing, the successful trader, first thing is that you should have your psychology in place, and you need to have a proper discipline. So that's the first thing. So we will go into these things in detail in the coming slides, but I'm just trying to build this foundation. So one thing, how to become a successful trader is that you need to have the proper psychology and discipline. So that's paramount important. Discipline is paramount important. So if you are just going behind a stock without any fundamental, without any analysis, so then you don't have that discipline. So you have to have that discipline and psychology. So that is the number one. Then you need to have your trading strategy in place. So that could be this trading strategy could be short term. So there are few people who are doing short term trading, maybe daily trading, daily trades. And there are people who are doing like short-term trades, like maybe let's say 1 month trades. And there are people who are trading 3 months, and there are people who are doing long-term investment as well. So second thing is that you need to have a proper trading strategy. And also you need to list down what are the indicators, or what kind of indicators that you are using. So that is what we call as the proper trading strategy. And third thing, risk management. So this is the most lacking area of our traders, because everyone thinks that when we publish a chart, everyone thinks that this chart is the 100% correct one, and we don't need to manage our risk because this price will go into the target price. No, nothing is certain. Just think about your life. Can you come to a conclusion that you will live for the next day? No, you can't, because our life is so much uncertain. So if our life is so much uncertain, so how can we trust a stock? No, you can't trust a stock like that. So because of that, we take all these entries with some basics foundations. We do lots of analysis and we take an entry, but it doesn't mean that that particular entry will sustain forever, and it doesn't mean that that entry will not go wrong. So that entry also can go wrong. So for that, we need to have a proper risk management. And third thing is the knowledge, experience, and skill. So you need to have all these 4 elements to become a successful trader. The first thing is psychology and discipline, and you need to have your trading strategy, and you need to have the risk management tools, and the knowledge, experience, and skills. So if you look at Sadin or Dr. Amila, so those guys are having lots of experience, lots of knowledge. So with that knowledge only, they talk about this market. So you need to get into that. So now let's say you start learning technical analysis from now, but it doesn't mean that you should stop. Still, even though I am teaching to you guys, I have not stopped my learning circle.
Excuse
Still
me,
I am
Terence.
learning. Even Dr. Amila is learning. Even Sajita is learning, right? So we need
Terence,
to have these
excuse me.
4 concepts.
Yeah, you might have to accept the people. I think you are the host now. Now they are in the queue, I think.
Oh, sorry.
I think I can't accept it. I think you have to do it. I think.
Sorry.
Terence, if you can make any of us the co-host, we can do it for you.
Okay, just
Yeah, make someone the co-host. I think Nikhil or someone.
Nikhil, how can I make it?
No, I don't think we can do it in this one because this is the basic one.
Okay.
That's right.
Teras has to do it, no?
Yeah.
Every now and then you might have to do it, I guess so. So anyways, next time shift to the better format, you know. So for now we'll just handle like this. Every like a few minutes, just give it a check, Terence. Possible.
Okay, super. Right. So to become a successful trader, you need to have these 4 strategies in place. Okay. So I hope you got some sort of an understanding how to become a successful trader. So we will talk about these things in detail. So first thing, as I said, the successful trader, to become a successful trader, you need to have the psychology and the discipline, right? So when you talk about the psychology, so there are two aspects of the psychology. So you as an individual, you will have an individual psychology. And also apart from that, so just assume you are just an investor only. And apart from you, so there are about more than, I would say more than 50,000, 60,000 or 1 million investors in the market, right? So you are just only one person. So if you look at this forum, so we have about 100 participants. So you are just only one person. So first thing is that you need to understand your psychology. Then once you identify the psychology, your psychology, then it's about identify the mass psychology. Okay, so how now we need to understand, first we need to understand as an individual how our psychology is working. That is so much important to become a successful trader. Okay, so one thing that we need to identify is that market will have rational as well as irrational movements. So for an example, let's say some people are talking and some people are always complaining about, let's say I'll take one example about a stock, let's say CLC or LOFC. Okay, so those people are telling that this is not fundamental sound stock and it is manipulated. Yes, there could be reasons like that, but you can't actually argue with that. The reason why we are telling that is those stocks are also in the market and you can't just remove those stocks from the market, no. So because of, so that's why we say market will have rational as well as irrational movements. So there are, let's say if you take one share and if it is moving up, so you will think that it's a rational movement because it has the huge fundamental value and it's moving up. And if CLC is moving up, you all will think, okay, it's not, it doesn't have any fundamental and it's irrational movement. But you can't argue with that because that is also a stock that is in the market. Okay, so the basic idea what we need to understand is that you cannot argue with the market. So market is always right. Okay, so just keep that in your mind. Market is always right and market will have rational as well as irrational movements. So whatever it is, you need to understand that and you need to accept the fact, right? Okay, so now we need to understand, no, you are a trader, you are an investor in the stock market, but so there are very minimal number of traders who have been identified as successful. For an example, let's say everyone talks about Nimal Ferreira, so everyone talks about him and we identify him as a successful trader. So let's say you talk about Dr. Miller. So we think, okay, Dr. Miller is the best individual who is in the great heights about the market. So we need to understand why. But majority of investors are failures. So we need to understand why as an individual, why we fail in the market. So that's so much important. So that is where we talk about this individual psychology. So why we fail in the market is that you do lots of emotional trading and as well as irrational trading behaviors. So why we are telling that? So let's assume you don't look at anything. Just because your friend says to buy a share, you just buy it. Just because your stockbroker says you to buy a share, you just buy it. And just because the price is moving, you just buy it. So those are emotional trade. You don't look at the fundamentals, you don't analyze the share, you don't look at anything. So those are irrational behaviors. Those are irrational trading behaviors. So when you have those irrational trading behaviors, when you have that emotional attached to the shares, then you will become a failed individual. So market moves like an ocean. So can you stop the ocean? No, you can't stop the ocean, right? You can't change the market. So market goes in its way. You can't stop the market, so it goes in their way, but you will have to adapt to that. You will have to stick to the market, and you can't go against the market. So other thing is that, so as I said, the people are trying to go against the market. If the prices are going up, so let's say if the prices are going down, you guys are trying to buy a lot. No, that is wrong, because if the market is going down, so you have to manage your risk. Okay, so when you cannot trade in the market, or you cannot trade against the market. And other thing is that, let's say you make a loss. So when you make a loss, what you try to do is you try to recover that loss within a very short time frame. So that is also not done. So you can't take revenge from the market. No, just assume you make a loss, you will have to sit back and look what has gone wrong. Otherwise, the most of the people, what they are doing is, if in case if they make a loss, they just try to take revenge from the market, and they switch one stock to another stock, and they try to gamble their money. So you can't do that. So if you do that, you will fail. And also you try to chase the market. So if the prices are going, let's say 25%, 30%, then you guys are chasing behind these stocks, and you just hang on to the stocks. Then you make lots of losses. And also try to gambling. And so why we are trying to gambling is that you try to become rich overnight. You think, okay, you can become Nimal Perera within a day. Nimal Perera has come to this stage after 30 years of successful trading. So there are lots of, I know there are lots of iconic people whom we are following, but we should understand the fact that we can't become those successful people overnight. Okay, and when you buy a share, you actually don't look at the company, even what this company is doing, what their business model is, and who are the owners of the company. You don't just look at anything. You just go behind the price movement, and you just buy, and then after that you will always cast what will happen to this stock. So if you do that, and if you try to become rich overnight, then you will fail. Another thing is that you always think that I am right, so I am also not right. So there are lots of traders in here, and there are lots of well matured traders. But if in case if you make a mistake, you should stop from there, and you should understand what are the things that went wrong. So you should first understand you made a mistake, right? So once you made a mistake, then you have to record it. Why I entered into this particular share, and what are the reason entered to this, and what are the reason I am always right. Okay. Just give me 1 minute. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear.
Okay, super.
Yes, we can.
Please, other
Super,
can you,
right.
other
Another
guys, can
thing
you
is
please mute the mics? I mean the other participants. Thank you.
Okay. Another thing is that you try to over leverage and over trade. So let's say your portfolio is 100,000, and you are trying to go credits about 90,000. So you have over leverage your portfolio. If in case if market goes wrong, so nothing is certain here. And if you do over trades, then you will become a failure. So don't do that. Another thing is that, so if you look at, so some shares are going down. So some shares are going down drastically. And if that is not falling into your strategy, and if that is not falling into your technical analysis, you will have to cut the loss very quickly. So nothing is certain, as I said earlier. So you can't make every entry as a profitable. So you will make losses as well. But when you make a loss, and it has to be some sort of a judgmental call that you will have to take. So based on that call, you will have to cut the loss very quickly. So we will talk about these things in the risk management session, but I'm just trying to give you the basic understanding. Another thing is that follow the market leaders and buy shares. So just because one very popular guy says to buy a share, and if you buy that, and if you don't practice the proper basics, then you will end up as a failure, because those guys know how to enter and the exit price as well. But if you don't know about that, then you will fail. So these are the main reasons why we fail as an individual. So I hope, so when I talk about these things, so I hope that you all also got some information. So just imagine how you have behaved in your trading strategy. So I hope, so the failures for your trades would have been one of these reasons. Okay, right. So now we talk about the failures. Now we need to understand how to overcome those failures. Now you have identified about you and what are the things that can go wrong from you. Then now it's your chance to overcome these failures. The first thing that you have to do is to control your emotion. Just because a share price is moving, and if that is not falling under your strategy, don't follow and buy it. So you have to control your emotion. So let's say share is at 30 and some people might say it goes to 100. Don't buy. Don't be emotionally attached to a share. Don't follow a share with emotions. Okay, so you need to have a trading plan. So based on that trading plan only, you should trade. So one thing how to overcome is that you have to control your emotion. And second thing, as I said earlier also, stick to your plan. And let's say if you are a long-term investor, stick to that plan and don't try to change long-term to short-term, short-term to long-term. No, you should not do that. So you have to have a proper plan. Let's say your plan is to have a medium-term investment and to get about 30% of return. Stick to that. Don't try to change this here and there. So you have to have your own plan and stick to that. Okay. And also, you need to have a plan for your losses as well as profits. So let's say if you make a loss and if you feel that, okay, I should accept only 10% of loss, then you need to cut your loss within 10%. And you should not wait for more than that. So you need to, so likewise, the individuals will have their own plans, and you need to have a plan for your losses as well as profits. So there, let's say if you are making a day trade, then you might think, okay, my profit target is 10%. So if you meet that 10% target, just close that and move away, because that's your plan. Stick to that plan, because otherwise you all will be so much greedy about the profit. Then finally, without making that 10%, you will make a loss as well, right? And if you make a loss, let's assume if you make a loss and you will have to stop trading and just analyze what went wrong. Don't
excuse me,
jump
Gayan.
into another trade, and you will have to
Gayan, can you mute
analyze
yourself?
what went wrong. After that, you will have to make a call. And also, always try to increase your winning percentage, because not every trade will be 100% profitable. So there will be losses as well. And let's say if you are a trader with about 80 to 90%, let's say about 80% accuracy, that's a great accuracy. And you will have to keep on increasing this winning percentage. And also you will have to you will have to learn a lot, and you will have to grow. So you will have to try to learn. So just because you learn from us today, it doesn't mean that your learning cycle is going to end. No, it's not going to end. You will have to still we are learning. Dr. Amila is learning. Dr. Sadita is learning. Still we are learning. So we
Excuse
will
me,
have
Terence.
to learn a lot.
Terence, can you mute that guy? Dayan Vijayaratne. I can't do it.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Also, Terence, may hello, Terence. We have to restart at 8:07. Remember that.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Right. So, and also, so as I said, always try to learn and grow, right? Don't speculate things just because the prices are moving up. Don't speculate. You will have to always learn and grow. And the other thing that you have to make in your mind is that when you make a trade, so let's assume you just you just buy a share, ABC share, right? So when you start a trading, you will have to record that trade in maybe in a diary, maybe in an Excel document, and say, look here, this is the reason why I got into the trade. This is the price that I bought this, and this is the reason why I bought this share. Then you will understand whether you have bought this share just because your friend says, maybe just because your broker says, or is it based on your analysis, right? So when you enter into a share, you will have to have a trading plan and also trading diary, and keep a record as to why I got into the trade. And when you sell that share also, you should say why I sold this share. Then you everything is recorded there. Then that can be used as a trading diary, so that can be used to improve your knowledge, learn a lot, and grow. And final thing is that identify your success and failure stories. So how you can identify your success and failure stories is from this trading journal. So I said you need to have a trading diary. From that you can identify what are the success trades that you enter, and what was the reason for your successfulness. Then what are the failures of your trades, and what was the reason. So you need to have all those things in mind. So this is how you have to overcome the failures of you. Guys, in case if you all if in case if this session goes away, then you will have to log into the same through the same link, because we have about 40 minutes channel time. So after that you will have to, if in case if it happens, you will have to log in through the same queue. Okay. Right. So when we talk about the psychology, so these are the two feelings that you will have. The first thing is the greediness, and other thing is the fear. So greedy comes where you will have excessive desire to become wealthy. So with that, what you do is you try to take high risk trade. And when you see that share is moving up, you just try to buy without looking at the share, without looking at any technicals, without looking at any fundamentals. Just because the share price is moving up, you just try to buy. So that is what we call as the greedy. So greediness is that excessive desire to become wealthy. And other fear is that other emotion that you will have is that a fear. If in case if the market is having a small drop, then you will be so much fear about the market, then you try to sell it. So to become a successful trader, you will have to manage these two feelings, the greediness and the fear. So everyone is working with these two fears, these two emotions, greedy and the fear. So if you can manage these two in a proper way, then you will become a successful trader. So greedy will come when you do excessive trades to become wealthy very quickly, and fear will come and you think that market is uncertain and you will just sell your stocks. So just we need to keep in our mind that market is not going up every day. So market will have ups and market will have downs. So that's the nature of the market. So we will have to understand that aspect. So don't now, let's say if the market is red tomorrow, or sorry, on Monday, so don't be so much fear about the market. If the market overall trend is in upward trend, then you actually don't need to worry about that. So that to become a successful trader, you will have to manage the greed and fear emotions, right? So now we talk about the individual psychology, right? So we talk about why we fail as an individual, and we talk about how to overcome those feelings, and we talk about the two feelings that we will have when we do trades. So in a summary, so when you make a trade, so discipline is a must. So you should have your own discipline, and you will have to have that discipline in your mind, and also stick to the basics and the basics as per your trading strategy. So you will have to have a basic. So how to select a stock. So that is what we call as a basic, and also you need to have your trading plan and stick to that. So just because the market is going down for a day, don't change your plan, because market going up as well as market going down. So you should not change your plan. Okay, so stick to the basic as per your trading strategy. And third thing is that need to be so much discipline, as I said earlier, and follow your strategy and plan, and don't let your feelings to overcome the market direction. So let's say if the market is going up, you should not think that market is going down, and if the market is going down, you should not think that market will go up. So you should not attach to the market, but don't and also you should not let your feelings to overcome the market direction. And the final thing is that put your plan into action and not your emotions. So you have a plan, you should have the plan of trading. So put that plan into action and don't let the emotions to overcome. So if you don't do this, so what will happen is, let's say you buy a share for short-term trading opportunities. Okay, then finally the market direction is down, then the market prices are going down, then you will always say, I actually bought that share for long-term trading purpose, not for short-term trading purpose. Okay, so I hope this is happening to you guys. You buy a share for a day trade, and if that doesn't falling into the required strategy, then you will become a long-term investor. Okay, so because of that, so keep that in your mind. So this is the basic summary what we talk about. So short-term investors become long-term investors due to greed and fear. Keep that in your mind, right? So now we talk about the individual psychology. Now we need to understand. So now you are just only one person. So if you look at the market, so there are millions of people in the market. So there are private professional traders and individual traders like you. So let's say I am also an individual. Sadit is also an individual. Dr. Amila is also an individual. So there are lots of individuals like you. Okay, and you are just only one person. And apart from that, don't forget there are institutional traders as well. So if you look at the market structure, you are just only one person, and market will have thousands or millions of people in the market. Now you know how to identify your psychology. Now we discuss about that, how you become a failure trader and how to overcome those things. Now we talk about the individual psychology, but how can we identify the mass psychology? So that's the question. So the technical analysis will help you to identify the mass psychology. So you know about you, and how we identify other psychologies is through the technical analysis. So if I give you a very brief introduction about technical analysis. So technical analysis is an analytical method for forecasting the direction of the price through the study of past market data, primarily price and the volume. So when we talk about technical analysis, we just try to forecast the future of the stock. The basic assumption that we have in the technical analysis is that we assume that the past will repeat. So that's the basic assumption. So there could be instances where the past will not repeat. But if you look at in overall perspective, so about, let's say about 70 to 80%, there will be a chance of having the history repeat scenarios. So based on that only, so we go with the technical analysis. So the technical analysis method is about the forecasting direction of the price based on the past, right? So, and again, I'm telling you, technical analysis is not 100% accurate. So if why we are telling that is, so if let's say if there are lots of people who knows about technical analysis, then they will become billionaires within the day, because they don't need to waste their time anywhere, because they know entire 100% technical analysis. They can become a successful trader, and they can make billions of rupees in the market if technical analysis is 100% accurate. Technical analysis is not 100% accurate. Technical analysis will give you some idea. It's a very constructive way of taking a decision. It's not just you buy a share just because your friend says. You just look at lots of things, and after that turn you make the buy, but it will not be 100% accurate. So the basic assumption that we have is that we assume that the market past will repeat. Okay, then based on that, it will help us to identify the trend. So that's the basic of technical analysis. So technical analysis will help you to identify the mass psychology. Now we know about individual psychology. Then how to identify the mass psychology is through the technical analysis, right? So now we need to understand how to pick a correct share. So lots of people are talking about shares. Okay, so lots of people are talking, okay, I need to invest into these shares, but we should know how to pick a correct share. The first thing is that the fundamental. So when you talk about fundamentals, that could be profit margin, that could be PE ratio. There are lots of ways and means that you identify and analyze analyze a share. First thing, how to pick a correct share. The number one is the fundamental. So you have to have proper fundamental justification for your share. And second thing is the sentiment. So you need to look at the sentiment, whether the market sentiment is positive towards for an upward share. And third thing is the technical analysis. Why people are scolded in technical analysis, guys? So everyone thinks that, you know, these guys are popping up when the market is up, and those guys just don't, those are not 100% accurate. Yes, there could be instances where even the technical analysis guys might go wrong, but technical analysis is just only one part in the trading. So first thing is the fundamental analysis, and second thing is the sentimental analysis. So after that only you will have to come to the technical analysis part. So I'll give you a very small example about the sentiment analysis for you guys to get an understand. Okay, just give me 1 minute. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, Maja, we can see.
Okay, super. Right. So this is commercial bank share. Okay, so I'm not going to analyze this share. I'm just trying to give you all feedback. So if you look at the sentiment, so the data is available from 2004 to 2014, right? 2004. Now, if you look at the movement of this share from 2004 to 2014, this share is in upward. So that means people have a positive sentiment towards the share. Then after 2004, then there is some decline. So that means the sentiment has changed. So this is how we look at the sentiment in general perspective, but this is not the 100% correct way, because we will have to learn a lot when you identify the sentiment. I'm just trying to give you a very, very basic understanding. We will take another share. Okay. So if you look at this share, so we have data from 2004. This overall trend is in upward. So that means for this share, it has the positive sentiment, right? So this is how we can identify the sentiment in very brief. Don't take this as the final way of identifying the sentiment. I'm just trying to give you some basics, right? Okay, super. So I hope you got some understanding about the sentiment. Right. So when you pick a share, how to pick a share is, first thing is the fundamental, and second thing is the sentiment, and third thing is the technical analysis, right? Okay. So when you talk about technical analysis, we have two things. One thing is the chart analysis, and second thing is the technical indicators. So there are lots of people who think that the indicators are the first thing. No. So first thing what you have to do is you need to filter the stock. So how to filter that stock is, first, as I said, fundamental analysis. Second, as I said, it's sentiment. Third, as I said, technical analysis. So once you do that, so this is how you do the technical analysis part. So under technical analysis, you will have two branches. The first thing is the chart analysis, and second thing is the technical indicators. Make sure technical indicators are not the first thing. Okay, chart analysis is the first thing. So under chart analysis, you will have two things. One thing is the first thing is the price action analysis, and second thing is the pattern analysis. So we will go into these things, right? So the price action analysis. So when we talk about the price action analysis, so we need to understand the market movement. So when we talk about the price action analysis, we need to understand where the market is heading. Is it in upward, or is it in downward, or is it stagnating level? Okay. So price action analysis is just to identify the market movement. And second thing is the traders action, whether the traders are in bullish situation or in dull. Okay. So that's how we identify the price action, whether the direction of the market is strong or whether it's bearish, or whether it's trading in an upward or downward. So that is how we need to identify the price action of the market. So when we identify the price action, so you all would have seen this candlesticks, or this is a candle that we have, and you all would have seen this. So this is just to give you a very brief understanding about a candle. So when you look at the candle, you will have a low price. So this is what we call as the wick, and this is the body, and this is the wick. So let's say, just assume you have a share and it's trading, the trading has started at ₹50. So this is your open price, and suddenly it goes down to 45. So that's the lowest point. Then from 45, it recovers up to 50 and it goes up to 60. So that's the highest. And after it reaches 60, then there is a small pullback, then it closes at 55. So when you have a green candle, this is how you can read a candle. So this is, we are trying to read the market. Then let's assume you have a share at 55. So that is the open price. Then it goes to 60 suddenly. So 60 is your highest price. Then from 60, it goes down to 45. 45 is your lowest price of this share on that particular day. Then it closes at 50. Open price is 55, close price is 50. Then the candle becomes red and you will have high and lows. So this is the candlestick. And so we talk about the price action analysis. So when we talk about the price action analysis, so this is what we have to understand, whether the market is in upward. So when you say upward, don't expect that this upward is like a straight line. It's not happening. So it goes up, then it comes down, then it goes up, then it comes down, and it goes up. So that's how an upward trending market is behaving. So when you have an upward trending market, then after that, you will have some sideways. It just go up and it just come down, just go up. But if you look at the price level, it remains in the same level, and it is trading within a very small scale. So this is what we call as side wave. So this is also should be there in the market, because every every share cannot move upward every day. Okay, you have to have an upward trend, then you need to have some side waves, then after that you might have some downward trend as well. So that's how the share prices are moving up. So this is what we call as price action analysis. So when we talk about price action analysis, we need to understand whether the share is in upward or downward or sideways. And apart from that, apart from these three, under price action analysis, you will have breakouts as well. So we will discuss these things in detail in coming days. So breakout in simple terms is that, just assume this share is moving in sideways, it goes up and hits the resistance, and it comes down and hit the support, and it goes up like the share is moving like this, and suddenly it breaks this channel and it tries to move up. It's a breakout. Okay, and let's assume this scenario. So the share price is moving in this range and suddenly it breaks down. So this is what we call as breakout. So in price action analysis, so when you talk about the price action analysis, you will have upward trends, downward trends, side waves, and breakouts. So we need to identify these things. So when we talk about the price action analysis. And other things, as I said earlier, now remember the foundation what we had. We said under technical analysis, you will have chart analysis and technical indicators. So under the chart analysis, you will have price action analysis and pattern analysis. So now we are trying to move into the pattern analysis still. So under pattern analysis, so these are some of the patterns that we talk about. We will discuss these things in detail, but just trying to give a very brief idea. So there are lots of patterns. So if you look at Dr. Amiller's chart, so he talks about cup and handle, and he talks about a bull flag, and he talks about ascending or descending triangles, and he talks about head and shoulder. Okay, you would have seen these things. So these are the pattern analysis. So these are the patterns that we are talking about. So we need to identify these patterns, and so based on that only we do the chart analysis. And number 3, now we talk about under technical analysis, we talk about chart analysis. Under chart analysis, you will have price action analysis and the pattern analysis. So price action is whether it's upward, downward, sideways or breakouts. Pattern analysis are cup and handle, and there could be wedges and there could be flags. So those are the pattern. And the under technical analysis, second point is the technical indicators. And make sure you should not bring technical indicators as the first thing in technical analysis, right? So when you talk about the technical indicators, you will have different kinds of technical indicators. One thing is the trend indicators, another thing is momentum indicators, and volatility, volume indicators. So there are lots of indicators that you can use. So you all would have heard about RSI, stochastic RSI, MACD, moving averages, and Bollinger Band. So there are lots of indicators. So those are indicators. So don't trade with indicators only. So first thing is you need to analyze the chart patterns and price action analysis. So after that only you will have to move into the indicator. The wrong thing what we do is we move into the indicators first and we mess up with the technical analysis. Then you all will scold the technical analysis guys, right? Okay. So technical indicators are the second thing that we will discuss all these things in going forward in our next sessions, but we are trying to give you all a basic idea here, right? So so now we talk about the indicators as well. Then we need to identify the market phase, because everyone is think that market is always going up. My dears, it's not happening like that. Every day market will not go up. So this is the market cycle. There will be some accumulation phase where people will slowly buy, or in your terms you will call it as collection, right? So there will be people who will slowly collect. So after the collection is over, then there will be some upward, so markup phase. So once the upward momentum is started, then after that there will be some slowness in the trend. Then there will be some reaccumulation. Then it goes up again. Then you will see the distribution phase where the people start selling. So then it goes down. Then this particular run will again start. Then after the market going down, then there will be another accumulation. Then it goes up, distribution goes. Just assume, we will take a small example about Tokyo. So Tokyo share was going up drastically up. After that, it went down and there was some good accumulation point, and now it's again going up. So don't think that just because a share is going down, that's the end of the story. No, it's not the end of the story. So there will be another phases as well. So in simple, when you look at the market, there will be some accumulation phase. Then after that, you will see the upward trend. Then reaccumulation also. Then there will be distribution or selling phase. Then the market goes down. So this is how a market is behaving. Don't expect every day the market will be green, right? So once you identify the market phase, now you need to identify the share phases as well, or life cycle of a share. So this is how a share is moving. So there will be a period where the people don't look at the share. No one is talking about that share. Okay. So that is where the smart money and the institutional investors comes to the share and buy. So there will not be any price movement. There will be some volume hikes, but the price is not moving up. They slowly collect or accumulate. Then suddenly there will be some interest. So when you see the interest, then there will be a bear trap, because still they need to collect the share. Then what they do is, whatever the collected amount, very lower prices, they try to dump to make sure it working it as a bear trap. Bear trap is that you just give a signal to the market saying that don't buy this, the share is going down. It's just a false signal, right? So at that moment also, they might dump about 10,000 shares and they will collect about 50,000 shares. So there will be a bear trap. So after the bear trap, then you will see the price increase. Then after that only you will look at all these media attention, enthusiasm, then you will have greediness. Then lots of reports are coming saying that this share will hit to this and price, and this share will hit to this price, and lots of research reports are coming in this phase, because the smart money and institutional buyers have already entered. But you guys are entering here. Our target is to buy a share at this stage. But when you buy the share at this stage, I mean the takeoff period, so you will have to hold it for about 2 to 3 months. That's fine. It's good than you actually buy a share at a higher price. Okay, we will have to become an investors. We should not be like the gambling people. So we should identify where the smart money or institutional buyers are entering into a stock. Then when others are buying, we can sell at the high and we can book our profit. But what we do is, we let the smart money to buy and then we buy here. Then we get stuck. So this is how a share price is moving. So technical analysis will help you guys to identify the smart money and institutional investors buying points. But I'm not telling you that you will be able to identify the lowest point. No, you are not in a position. So there is a saying that the lowest and the highest point can be identified by only 2 people. One thing is the God. So God knows, okay, this is the lowest and this is the highest. And second person is the liar. So other than those 2 people, no one can identify the lowest and the high. Okay. So, but we should be able to identify the share at least here. It may not be the lowest point, but at least the midpoint. but don't buy here. So the technical analysis will help you to identify where the smart money and institutional investors are entering. Okay. So that's how the life cycle of the share is happening. So I'll give you another example with regard to this. Just give me 1 minute. Okay. So this share is, everyone is talking about this share now. Resource Energy. Just look at the accumulation point of this share. If you look at the accumulation, I'm just trying to give you about 518 days. So there is no much movement in this share. It's about 518 days of accumulation. After that, there is a huge hike. Then suddenly people are talking about this. Suddenly. And if you look at, so there are lots of shares that we can talk about. So this is the recent share that we can identify. So likewise, you need to understand these behaviors. Okay, so that will help you guys to enter and gain a good profit. Okay, so that is where the technical analysis will help you.